In a quiet village, surrounded by dry fields, lived a girl no one noticed, named Amina. She was only 12 years old when life began to treat her like she did not matter. After her mother died, her father remarried, hoping his daughter would have cared again. But when he also passed away 2 years later, the kindness in the house disappeared. Her stepmother changed. The woman who once smiled at her began to look at her with cold eyes. From that day, Amina stopped being a child and became a servant in her own home. Every morning before the sun rose, she was awake. She fetched water from the river while others slept. She swept the compound, washed clothes, cooked food, and worked in the farm under the hot sun. If something went wrong, she was blamed. If food was small, she ate last. Sometimes she ate nothing at all. Her stepsisters mocked her clothes and laughed at her silence. The villagers saw everything, but no one spoke for her. Some said it was family matter. Others believed she deserved it. Amina learned to lower her eyes and speak softly. She carried pain the way other children carry toys. As the years passed, the small girl grew taller. Her face became calm and graceful. There was a quiet beauty about her, but she did not know it. Suffering had made her gentle, not bitter. She greeted elders respectfully. She helped old women carry loads. She shared the little food she had with hungry children. Even when people ignored her, she remained kind. Deep inside her, there was a strength no one could see. One season, royal messengers arrived in the village with drums and loud voices. The prince of the kingdom was searching for a wife. Not from wealthy families. Not from powerful houses. He wanted someone with a good heart. Every young woman was invited to attend a royal gathering at the palace. The village became excited. Girls began to prepare fine clothes and jewelry. When Amina said she also wanted to go, her stepmother laughed loudly. She told her she was too dirty, too poor, too nothing. But Amina washed her only dress carefully and tied her hair neatly. She did not go with pride. She went with quiet hope. At the palace, the courtyard was filled with beauty and noise. Many girls tried to impress the prince with laughter and expensive fabrics. Amina stayed at the side. When an elderly woman stumbled near the entrance, Amina rushed to help her. When a small child cried from hunger, she shared her food. She spoke gently to servants and bowed respectfully to guards. She did not know the prince was watching her. He did not look at her simple dress. He watched her heart. Days later, when the prince announced his choice, the palace became silent. He did not choose the richest girl. He did not choose the loudest or the most decorated. He chose Amina. Shock spread through the village like wildfire. Her stepmother could not believe it. The same girl she called useless was now the future wife of the prince. The prince said calmly, "A woman who remains kind in suffering will remain kind in power." And so Amina left the village not as a servant, but as a bride. Years passed, and Amina became queen after the old king grew weak. She did not forget where she came from. Instead of ruling with pride, she ruled with wisdom. She built wells in poor villages. She created places for children to learn. She made sure widows were fed and farmers were supported. The same villagers who once ignored her now bowed when she passed. They called her Your Majesty. But inside, she was still the quiet girl who once fetched water before sunrise. One afternoon, guards announced unexpected visitors. Her stepmother stood at the palace gate, older and tired. Life had not been kind to her. Her daughters had married into trouble. Her farms had failed. She had nothing left. When she saw Amina sitting on the throne, she fell to her knees and cried. She begged for forgiveness. The palace waited in silence. Amina walked down from her seat and lifted the woman gently. Her voice was calm. "You hurt me," she said softly. "But I will not hurt you back." She forgave her, gave her a small house and enough to live, but she did not forget the lesson. Forgiveness does not mean returning to pain. From that day, the village learned something they had ignored for years. The girl they despised became the queen they respected. The child they silenced became the voice of mercy. And people began to understand that today's suffering does not decide tomorrow's throne. They once called her useless, but patience crowned her.